We say Spider Loc gave Black Wall Street a pass today. So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the?
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the?
You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loc, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go! Listen.
Cheetah. Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets.
Yeah.
It's time for R&R.
Neighborhood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my SPI, Spider Loc. You know, I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
All that. 7 season, 3 G's. Y'all know what it do. It's crazy because Hoon Honey ain't been incarcerated since he was a juvenile, at least caught a case. He may have been incarcerated into adulthood, but according to him, he haven't caught any cases as an adult. Went on, according to him, allegedly to be a successful business owner. Owned a fleet of trucks, been a millionaire for over 20 years. Successful music exec. And still, as of recent, as of yesterday, his name was released as suspect 4 in an attempted murder charge, which leads me to think he may, after not being a criminal since a juvenile, may in the near future be adding to this elderly prison population. There is a boom, and he may add to the boom. I'm just saying maybe, probably, potentially, possibly, not for sure. You know, of course, he'll be somewhere in a PC. He would not be on the main line. But with no further ado, let's see what these elderly inmates have been up to.
Prisons are becoming America's biggest old people's homes. Now, the country that locks up more people than anywhere else must deal with the consequences of a growing prison population. Growing old in prison is hard.
You know, they just struggle with the reality of just, being in prison. They don't believe they're in prison. They don't know why they're in prison. That's the biggest struggle I see most of the guys have,
Samuel Baxter is an inmate here at the California Men's Colony Prison in San Luis Obispo. Almost every day for the past 4 years, Mr. Baxter has helped elderly prisoners get dressed, eat, and get about prison. It is a confronting job.
That is something you don't think about, getting old in prison and all the assistance that the elderly end up needing, and the sensitivity, the compassion, the tenderness, and you're in prison. What do you do to compensate for that? That's crazy. I never thought of that.
He was an elderly gentleman, about 70, and I used to take him over to the clinic to get his insulin shot. So I remember one morning I came down, and he was standing in the cell, and I think he had a shoe in his hand. And he was just standing in the middle of the floor crying, And I tapped on the door, and I called him by his name, and he just looked at me, and he was like, "What am I doing here?"
In America, some 2.2 million people are behind bars, and the prisoners are getting older. The number of people over the age of 65 who are in prison has doubled since 2007. In fact, aging men and women are the most rapidly growing part of America's prison population.
They're giving out more time, more life sentences, more 100 years, 78 years, 90 years. So this is going to be a natural effect. Prison is an old folks' home in the long run. Never thought about it. That's deep.
In part, this is the hangover effect of the 1980s and 90s, when a perfect storm of high crime rates and tough sentencing laws caused prison populations to soar.
I've been a part of that growing population of elderly, so I see it all the time.
Philip Burdick is 64. He works alongside Mr. Baxter in a program called the Gold Coats. The volunteer inmates who become Gold Coats are carefully screened, then shadow an experienced volunteer, sometimes for several months of training. Older prisoners often have special needs. Some have problems with mobility, others dementia or mental health. Dr. Steed is one of the supervisors of the program.
From a physical standpoint, they're challenged. Many of them develop motor difficulties as they get older. We have a hard time for a lot of them to go up and down the stairs to the dining hall. Many of our elderly patients also experience difficulties with dementia and difficulty with memory, and that's challenging for them from the standpoint of not remembering what the routine is, not remembering what the rules are for the institution, and not.
You have to have a whole nother criteria for discipline when you don't follow the rules for inmates dealing with these issues. That's crazy. They didn't turn it to special needs. I guess they do.
Remembering simple things like when they have an appointment that they need to get to.
It's showing that the dementia is set in, or he's going down.
Caring for the elderly behind bars presents unique challenges. Prisoners can have the physiological age of someone 10 to 15 years older.
Inmates tend to age faster, I think, than individuals out in the community, in part because of the high stress of the environment.
Now, that goes against popular understanding for years because we always understood that prison is a preserver. It preserves you. People come out doing stretches looking younger than everybody else. Prison preserves you. There's more stress and different elements to encounter out here in the real world. You got 3 hots in the cot and a routine. It kind of eliminates a lot of the stress.
It's a constant watching your back kind of process where they have to keep an eye out for other inmates and what's going on, and are they, vulnerable in some way.
As soon as you can't take care of yourself, you're a victim. And there are predators that will take advantage of that.
Glenn Kreitz has been...
That's deep. I don't know how many of y'all paid attention, but we got a little series going on where we react to the lives of certain animals. And that's basically what they talked about with the lion and the bear. You fierce until you can't protect yourself, then you vulnerable. And that's just in the animal kingdom through humanity, into the actual animals. We all experience that.
Been in prison for 44 years, since he was 20 years old, for murder. He remembers catching another elderly prisoner, nicknamed Pops, staring at him.
Somebody introduced us and he kept looking at me like he was Mad Dog. We call it Mad Dog, and he was looking at me like, who the hell are you? And I was taking offense to it.
Pops had Alzheimer's. He was trying to remember who Mr. Kreitz was.
And in prison, little gestures will get you in trouble.
He didn't fight Pops, but older inmates are more vulnerable than younger ones.
What we do as Gold Coast is we protect them. Because we're around when the CO's not around. We see more than the officers see.
I think I seen this dude on another prison documentary. I think he one of them dudes, every time the cameras come in, he get cracking. Oh, my mama.
Because we down here with them like all day long. Just making sure they okay.
Of the 1.6 million inmates in state and federal prisons, 1/10 are serving life sentences. Many politicians are now keen to reverse this mass incarceration, but long-timers seem unlikely to benefit. In California, a bid to reduce prison populations means less serious criminals now serve time in county jails or in the community. The inmates left behind tend to be the ones serving longer sentences. These are often the elderly. America spends about $16 billion every year caring for older inmates. The Gold Coats program aims to allay some of those costs. Volunteers are paid a mere $36 a month, a fraction of what outside help like a nursing assistant would cost the prison.
Work astutely, diligently for $36 a month, but out here on these streets, we rob and commit crimes for what we want. Think of the psychology of that, y'all. You'll allow them to force you to be satisfied with $36 a month, but you'll turn your nose up at $3,600 a month of some honest work. It's just not good math, y'all.
And it's tough work.
A lot of the inmates appreciate what we do, but a lot of them don't. And here, if you're a rat or a snitch or something, that stigma, you get that stigma on you, and then you can have some serious consequences behind that. So there's always that sort of danger.
Despite the challenges, the Gold Coats continue to help their aging counterparts. Mr. Baxter has a particularly personal reason for wanting to do so. His mother had dementia.
When she came up to see me, she was just this little quiet lady. She didn't say anything. She just sat there and just looked at me and smiled, you know. And I was like, okay, so what's going on? And my sister was like, she just don't remember you. You know, when I look at these guys, I look at my mother. What if she was in a facility like that? You know, how would I want her cared for?
Mr. Baxter is serving 35 years to life in prison for fatally shooting a man. He had his first parole hearing in March, but was turned down. He won't receive another review for at least 5 years, and he's come to realise that the Gold Coats may one day be caring for him.
If I'm still incarcerated, you know, when I'm in my 70s or 80s, if I'm still alive, you know, and I get to the point to where, you know, I start declining, losing my memory, I hope I'm a part of a program like this.
That's deep, because that's the cycle of life in general, and why as humans we probably should try to do our best to give more as far as energy-wise and positivity than negativity, because one day you will, if you are blessed to live long enough, be amongst the vulnerable. It's inevitable, and you would like to have some of that good energy wheeled back towards you. Oh, my mama.
I know it's going to be a group of guys that's going to care for me, make sure that my needs are met.
For the elderly men who are released after decades behind bars, there may no longer be any friends or family on the outside who can provide care.
I think many times nursing facilities are a little hesitant to take on a parolee just because they're afraid or they're worried about what sort of behavior could happen, or the person doesn't have the funds to pay for, you know, a nursing.
Prison system should have an extension for the elderly. You should be able to age out at a certain age, and they should have facilities that they take care of the inmates. Oh, my mama.
Facility. So I think, unfortunately, many of them are left with, you know, where do I go? How am I going to?
Or they should have designated prisons for the elderly. Once you reach 65, 70 years old, you automatically go to certain prisons. The young, and then they can have younger inmates there, like the yellow coats. And I watched them take my idea and develop that stuff.
Support myself. What are my options when they get out?
Not everyone here will be granted parole. Some of these men will die in prison.
I don't think a lot of people realize.
I was going to say, who he been punching on? I thought his fingertips of his other hand was his knuckles. I thought they was bruised skin. You see what I'm saying? Oh, my.
How tough it is for a person to be in prison and think that they're never going to get out and they're going to die in here.
For those nearing the end of their lives, Mr. Burdick serves as a grief counsellor in the prison hospice program.
We help them by just being there, you know.
It's crazy. He's saying them. White people age fast. He look like he's amongst them, but he might not be out of his 40s. He's probably in his 50s. Probably in his 50s. He looked like in his 70s.
So that nobody dies alone in prison.
Oh yeah. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can tell me shit about my crippin'. I've been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me a bag. 97 ways we gon' live it. Big Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it. We gon' live it. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me up there.
100,000 feel like something when you're thumbing through it. Done it. When some would say one would be dumb to do it. Running circles round rappers on their last lap. PayPal perhaps. Ass cap the cash app. Ass app is how I expect the next direct deposit. Positivity love phone posits check the closet. To say we touching paper is an understatement. Underground label running late, tell them run the payment. Executive decisions, check the balance. Time to monetize the talents, I accept the challenge. Memory of crazy tune, 111 days. Local for my days, 97 ways.
97 ways we gon' live it. You can tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me away. 97 ways we gon' live it. Big Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it. We gon' live it. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me up there.
Unable to fake it, fuck how they take it. Heard about the meeting, I was able to make it. Just sick of watching Sherm heads squabble each other while the judge steady handing out lottery numbers. It go down year round, ain't gotta be summer. Life's a bitch and niggas never get apologies from her. Dumber, big and little homies frequently locking. Don't see no other options, that's the reason they flocking. SPI ain't the nigga, how you figure fat? Gift the gab, every gig get a bigger bag. Either name your price or it's appropriation. Finesse game, nigga nice with negotiations.
97 ways we gon' live it. You can tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me away. 97 ways we gon' live it. Big Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it.
Snake Wood Net Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
It was SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
Spider Low, Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the? Spider Low. Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Bud, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke. Spider Loke, huh? Nate Bud on Hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight it? Fight, cred.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my
continue.
competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!
Gotta do our best to stay up out of places that look like that, man. Oh, my mama. But before you get up out the box, hit that video on your screen. I'm pretty sure it's one you ain't seen, and YouTube think you will love it. Facts.